Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another InfoSec Hub video. And today we're going to jump into the topic of DDoS attacks. Well, first of all, what does a DDoS stand for? Denial, distributed denial, and this distributed I will show you later on, but a denial of service attack. And it is distributed, and how that comes about I will show you in this figure below. So, denial of service. A website is a service, email is a service, your banking communications, your app, banking website, your government website, wherever you get information from to get stuff done in life. Lots of those things are done online, an online service, and you can make that sure that you take that service out. And you do that with a DDoS attack. So basically, the attacker initiates the attack by sending commands to a server, a command and control server. And this control server, so here you have the attacker, he probably has a script or something, or in short, he sends his commands to the server. And this server is the central point that is now sending all the requests to these endpoints. And this can be a workstation, it can be a laptop, it doesn't really matter. In some form or fashion, these endpoints are all under control. So there might be software running on the endpoint that is in connection with this server. So the attacker sends his command to the server, and the server then connects to all the endpoints under its control. And then from there it goes to the endpoint, and this can be seen as a botnet. So these are all kind of zombie computers. They are under the command of the attacker. They are in connection with the command and control server. And if the attacker then launches the attack, this botnet is now all, and it can be from different areas in the world. So you can have a botnet maybe in Latin America, you can have one in the Middle East, you can have one in Europe, and they all form one big botnet. And the more endpoints you have, the bigger the botnet is, the stronger and more violent potentially the outcome will be. What all these computers does, or what this botnet does, is then send lots of requests to a server, making it render it useless, basically. So a web server has a certain threshold, for instance, so it can handle up to maybe 5,000 legitimate requests a second. But when a DDoS attack happens, this number of 5,000 now is 50,000, and this causes the server to crash. And that also, in fact, the legitimate user, this is all illegitimate, but the legitimate user can now not reach the server anymore because it's under attack, and it will either slow down or it will crash, rendering the servers useless. Making sure that the legitimate user doesn't have access to the website anymore, doesn't have access to his own data. It can be medical data, it can be government data, whatever it is. The service is rendered useless, and now the service is basically taken out. So this is a very old way of cyber attack. And this is also why it's critical to have endpoint security in place, because you can have a small script running on your website that has a connection to this server, and when the command is launched and this server is now executing the task and sending this to the botnet, then the attack can commence. And you as a user might be grandma's laptop, doesn't even know it's part of the botnet, and doesn't even know that now all of a sudden her internet connection is used to, let's say, 50% to attack a server somewhere on the internet. So you see within certain campaigns, when people click on the link, maybe nothing will happen. That's very obviously, but there will be maybe a program installed in the back that is also as a service. Not a program, just a system service that's just listening if new commands come through, and if the commands is initiated, and it will probably be either a web server, FTP server, email server, the IP of the server, the port on which it should be attacked, and then it just sends lots of bogus traffic to the target. So botnets are also for sale. For you can rent a botnet for half an hour, for instance, and have these attacks done. It's all been done through the dark web, but this form of cyber attack is already very old, and it's still in use. We live in 2025 now. I mean, Russia is still doing this on a daily basis when there is, for instance, somebody that's against them in this war and that have a website, that have a certain online service. They can decide, let's target the server and bring it down. At very crucial times during very crucial times, you can take a server down, and this way you can also cause mayhem. If you really expect the government to publish certain critical information and you want to see what the government has to say on something, and then the server is out of the air, you can really expect that people are now thinking, what's going on, and I cannot get my servers, and what to do now. So in short, it creates chaos, and that's usually what the motivation is behind it. There are solutions to combat DDoS attacks. One of them is Cloudflare, for instance. There are technical implementations that will then see what is legitimate traffic and what's not legitimate traffic, and they can block the traffic that's not legitimate, and that way they keep the service running. But it's still complicated, and many websites, many services don't have that in place yet. So this can cause mayhem. I hope this video was informative. If you have any more specific questions on DDoS attacks, please let me know. And we are going to make daily videos, I think, for at least the next 2 weeks. Thanks for watching, and we see you in the next one.